Alright, so it's kind of vlog time. I do still do the stargazing thing. I picked up Courtney Miller. That's the last card. This is the card 22 already. So there are 21 girls in here. And me on the very top of the list, while I don't really care about myself too much. Then we have a weird one holding the highest power level. Almost out of nowhere, almost for the sake of being in here. Belle Delphine, right? Now, obviously. Okay, let's not be obvious. Because life is about play, right? Life is about someone going crazy, but not forgetting that you are, in fact, crazy for the sake of going crazy, for the sake of having fun and changing the world. That's the only thing that changes the world in the first place. Going crazy, telling your stories, getting comfortable with your type of life that you want to live instead of what everyone else is doing. So now my life is kind of going down the drain. I will not be able to sustain myself in this condition of renting anymore. I will not be able to have a comfortable life, which I never really had, because now I always wanted to go outside and start dancing on top of people's heads first. Fucking hate people right now. What can I do? It's natural. When you sit here for too long, you're gonna hate people, and you're not gonna know how to interact with them. But at the same time, I have been trying quite a lot to learn how to interact with them. It's just recently I spent, the time with the old man. I re-recognize that old people are dying and you have to take care of them in terms of their struggle in life. You gotta take care of that, and you gotta sort of dance with them. Most of the time you can just take their stories for what you need. Because they're dying, you probably you're not even gonna care. And they sort of have to understand that as well. They sort of do. That's why they're sort of happy of like letting go of a lot of things. They already have their bags packed for afterlife. They just need, to make other people happy. They want to make themselves happy, to remind themselves how powerful they are, sort of, in communication, I suppose. So that's kind of what I'm after right now, is jumping from one person to another person for at least a month. The year is going to be insanely difficult with this open heart thing. I don't know where it's going to lead me to, but it's going to be an extremely different year from what I usually experience, because I usually just try to generate resources, try to survive, and, well, be smart on developing things, right? Then I opened up this ninja school thing last year on March, and it turned into a thing. It's a pretty cool thing now, regardless of how many people actually care about it. Hit or miss. You never miss if you're having fun. Some people are popular at having fun because they're easy to consume. I am not so easy to consume, so it's fine. This is where it's sort of gotten as dark as it possibly can get. Poppy and the Black-Eyed Children obviously is fucking insanity. We don't know what Poppy knows, but Poppy is quite a mystery, and it's probably one of those black magic sources really, where you can just, if you have a story to tell already, because what I'm doing here is baking a lot my own little town, right? And seeing what would happen if I watch a certain video, what would trigger me and make me think about things. So that's very interesting source, because it's a lot of symbolism. It's very, again, easy to consume and to wonder. You don't theorize, you don't try to find a zoo level. You always try to feed yourself instead of creating something out of thin air that you will probably just dump eventually. You're not going to connect it to who you are, right, as a person. That's usually how you have to consume things. Improve yourself. I still don't think that's kind of happening, and I do think I was unfortunate, and I still think I am unfortunate, because where do I go? What do I do? Type of situation. Do I go to education system and make a lot of friends? Well, I'm scared. Education system sucks. You have the internet for that shit, and I would have to stand up against a lot of people. It's a weird thing, which I might explore for whatever reason, but it's fucking weird. So yeah, I have this double Joker thing going on right now in my life. It's very dangerous, but you gotta see them as wingmen. It's hard to tell whether you have conquered the deck of cards, or the deck of cards conquered you, and you came out on top, and you feel on top, but you never really been able to dig in, right? And just went through the deck of cards. You saw the Jokers. The Jokers don't play the game the same way that everyone else does. So they can take care of you without much reason to be disappointed at you. Good friends. Good friends are those who we get angry at each other, but we don't break up, right? We don't throw away each other. So that's nice. And that's again why old people are sort of good friends. Very easy to make good friends with old people. Because they're sort of dead anyways. They don't have anything to lose necessarily. They could be emotionally unstable and fucking stupid in a lot of situations. If you learning respect is absolute insanity, by the way. You think you know respect just because you're careful or whatever. That's garbage. Yes, you can make a careful approach. That would actually make sense. And avoiding conflict is always a good idea. But when you're good friends, you might want to conflict. So they at least realize to the extent of what they're doing. You just do it once, then let go. But make sure everything is like recorded. It's like so much responsibility you can take. And responsibility should just be taken naturally, right? Everything should be taken naturally. Whatever you want to be responsible with, you just take it and see where the life goes. You might be able to share that responsibility with other people. They might get enlightened about life. It's very nice stuff. Cassie the Skin series. Yeah, still very dark. I was willing to starve myself because I didn't care. Then I bumped into my classmates on purpose after adding Poppy. I guess she's a fucking hag. Oh boy. It does feel like I have to give credit to people. Just another form of respect, giving credit, and not not being fans necessarily, but seeing where the credit goes, right? Giving credit is more like giving a person paint and seeing how much that person can paint all over the place. Was I giving credit at any point in time? I don't think so necessarily. It is quite a big question, because I credit myself quite a bit by giving credit, which is sort of weird, right? It makes sense, because again, if they read my stories, they sort of have to either agree or disagree, right? That they would do something like that, or something like that did sort of happen in a spiritual way, because there's always an overarching way, world of things that wants to happen. The unexplored universes of possibilities. Things want to happen, and you tell a story about it. You flick a few switches and turn a few coins. You don't mess with the world too much, and look through a different perspective, because you want people to be able to relate, right? So don't mess too much. There are 2 classmates that I added, or rather, schoolmates. 4 in total, and there are 3 more coming. Very special ones. Monica is a super special one, so she jumped in very early. Then you have some singer and some just weird ghostly figure just haunting me. I always wanted to know more about her and everything. She doesn't actually appear on Facebook or whatever. I can't find her. So, yeah, she just vanished. It's nice to at least take a few pictures, collect the stories of some sort. It's just weird. That picture with my classmates is that absolute insanity, I would say. In fact, there's one more classmate that sort of made on a list because I popped some classmates. Who would have thought? Yes, Selena, I did my work. Stupid map. You're not a vampire. Stop it. She's not a vampire, by the way. She's dancing with the wolves. So let's double check. I popped Ruth, this girl, and then Netta, this girl, was popped. And then this girl in the background sort of popped. I still don't know who this guy is. I literally don't remember. No, I literally don't. Is this Dolma? No. There's no way that. No way that. No. Whatever. Anyways. So pop 2 girls. Everyone else sort of lurking behind the shadows, obviously. They're going in front of the line like soldiers. She's a storyteller. She told a story. But she's so vicious about telling her story, like being an independent woman, and how she couldn't be independent woman because she had to give up because she couldn't do the tasks that she was told to do. Oh, that's kind of stupid, right? If you get a responsibility, you do have to report yourself, essentially, for not being able to do things. Now, obviously, she ends up fine. She was trying to help first when I said, I need help and figure out what the fuck. But then it's like you have to do it yourself. And I can only push you a little bit because I'm a warrior, I'm in front of the lines all the time. So you have to do the same thing as I do. They always feed you their own demons and they don't look from your perspective. It's absolute garbage. I don't take it as a, conversation. I take it as a, oh, look at me, sort of that's all I know, right? Me is all I know. I try to collect things and pick things apart instead of what the fuck is happening here, One, it's tough. I'm a ruthless guy. I'm very rude. I'm very communistic. Hey, but I guess I do work for the police. Like that. No, nobody actually has any blue shirts or anything. I have the red shirt. I'm like, everyone's going to jail. I guess they have the ribbons. Not everyone has the ribbons. In various... Okay, everyone sort of has to have the ribbons. But that doesn't mean you work for the police. That one day you were immune. And this guy's probably scratching his head again. On many things. But now also for the sake of... I don't have the ribbon. Whoops. I guess I'm going to jail first. And he did. He in fact did went to jail, technically speaking, because I was so upset by him. I had to talk to him like as personally as I can, and he showed his demon. It's fucking easy, right? Again, every single time I pop a demon, everyone's pointing the finger back at me. It's like, what's your demon? Oh, I'm just popping demons. I'm letting you know that you have a demon. Let me know that I have a demon. Just at least don't point a finger at me and be like, you have a responsibility to do. I probably did, right? If I'm good at popping demons, I probably did that responsibility. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of improving myself that way of, where's my demon? Who am I right now? Because it's constantly morphing. If you're a good person, it's morphing really fast. You're probably not going to be able to catch the demon. In fact, you can at least catch, that I'm doing a horrible job because I don't specialize, right? Once you specialize, then you have a demon. Kariba Hena, I guess I like her for not specializing, but she is kind of a low-life person, like an intentionally broken heart. It's going to be very interesting to explore it. And she's from H2O. Mermaid stuff. Yes, but she didn't really blend in. But she was technically and literally hot. It's just weird. I thought she was out of place, and I thought she was prettier than the other girls and more memorable, so congrats on making it on the list. Most importantly, let's thank the Twilight Princess for making a comeback, as she must always do, because living with two jokers, or between two jokers, which is overly resourceful Jacob, because he has friends, he has a shitty hobby, and he has power. It feels not non-resourceful, but like I'm talking about the heart. It's weird. The vampires love knowledge and being able to be interdimensional, but sometimes vampires become inter-nothing, right? Disconnected with the world. So they try to at least be jokers, and I actually don't know what the definition of what a joker is. I think it's one of those people who just don't exist in life anymore, and they take any entertainment for very high value. So if you can entertain a joker, you're gonna be mildly surprised with what they give you. Yeah, you're not gonna get money from life necessarily. At least from the jokers that I'm dealing with, money's not a thing that you're gonna be rewarded for, because they're sort of poor anyways. But they're not poor in life in general. They have life. So my dad is one of those werewolves, and the old man is one of those vampires that haunt me quite a bit. My dad naturally haunts me because he's my dad. It's fucking weird, right? And what about my mom? I don't know. She's just in the past, haunting me from the past. It doesn't really matter anymore because they're these two people that I have to live with. And also, yeah, just like I guess Twilight Princess can actually relate to me. I worked at Princess. I worked through nights as well. Lots of nights. Not in Princess, but you know. And I don't care about, day-night cycles anymore. It's fucking stupid here. But most importantly is when the sun and the moon comes together and fucks you in the ass. It's fucking annoying. A vampire and a werewolf. And it's the same thing over and over again. But you have to understand, the cat and the bat problem. You have to understand how to live with them while they're sort of having fun fighting each other at the same time. You also can, again, entertain them, entertain yourself, find more meaning in life. I don't know what's going to happen next. But yeah, Kristen was just basically living off of them and learning new tricks. Did she become a werewolf? Well, that's kind of interesting thing because there's always this mirror flip where, okay, she told a story about Edward, but probably Jacob lives in the world of hearts, so you have to understand the relationships first, and then you understand whether she became a werewolf or not, because Jacob stole her baby, sort of. It's a very weird split. It's just very fucking weird movie if you try to dive into this and dissect it properly. This is amazing, right? Dissecting things and like really getting the enlightenment part of it. Absolute bliss. Thank you guys for watching, but get the fuck out of here. Move your tail, please. See, that's simple. But move your tail, like, it's a pretty important thing. But get the fuck out of here.